So some Project BeepBeep updates. My camera crew went out to dinner on me, so it's just going to be me for now. The plan is I'm going to work with a local brake shop, and I'm taking these drums in tomorrow. They're going to measure them and see if they can be turned and get them equal in inside diameter. He says he can get them close to 5 thousandths. So there's the inside of the passenger drum, and feeling across the surface, I don't feel any grooves. One thing I did notice that I didn't notice the last time I had these off is if you look at the shoes here, this is the passenger side primary shoe up front. Notice the edges right along here. It's sharp, as if the brake is just not being bedded in. This car does pull a little bit to the left. So now let's go over to the left side. And sure enough, if you look at those edges, it looks like the brakes have been bedded in, although this edge is sharp, but there's quite a bit of dust there, almost as if this brake is working harder than the other side. So I've ordered new brake lines in advance. I went ahead and bought grease seals because they don't stock them at the brake shop that's going to be turning them tomorrow. You're probably getting sick and tired of hearing about brakes as I am. The plan is if these drums can't be turned, then that's my decision. I'll buy the disc conversion kit. And this car will probably be out of commission for the next 5 or 6 weekends. One of the reasons why I do want to keep the drums, besides the fact that the factory painted them red, the old Chrysler Corporation actually placed a spring here on the outside of the drum. A lot of car companies put fins to aid in cooling. Chrysler used a spring. Also, as I've mentioned before, this is an 11-inch heavy-duty brake, the same brake that was used on the big Dodge Polara police cars. And I am going to try to make an effort to keep them. But we'll find out tomorrow when the brake shop checks out these drums. And I'll update you before the weekend is over. Welcome back to Project BeepBeep on the Average Guy's Restoration blog. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk about brakes, and I'm tired of talking about brakes myself. In the last video, I was hopeful that the drums could be turned and I could go with a muscle car brake ceramic shoe solution. And my buddy that runs the local brake shop said no, the drums are out of tolerance. One drum was way out of tolerance to be turned. Another drum was not so far out of tolerance, but it had a bevel cut in it. And so that brought me to the decision to get the disc brakes. UPS man dropped off tonight a lot of boxes. I still don't have my rotors. I think I get the rotors tomorrow or Saturday. I'll just quickly go through. It's kind of overwhelming, all the stuff I got here for a front disc brake job. In this box here, I've got some dust shields, and I bet this guy would like to see the RoadRunner stop. My band is back. I keep thinking Jay Leno's going to come by and visit and see the RoadRunner, so I had the band come back. Anyhow, in this box, I got dust shields, one of the spindles, some hardware. The caliper is a reproduction of an Aspen Volare Dodge Dart. I think they used the 1976 Mopar caliper. It doesn't look like much, but this thing's heavy. I think this thing probably, the total of these boxes was almost 60 or 70 pounds, and that's without the rotors. A lot of guys call this the Corvette style master cylinder. It is a General Motors knockoff. I went with a 15/16 bore master cylinder. You get a lot more pedal travel, but supposedly this gives you the maximum pressure at the front. Proportioning valve, brake lines. I do see a lot of made in China. I see some made in the USA. The wheel bearings, the inner and outer wheel bearings are made in the USA, and they're the Mopar green bearings, which are supposed to be really good. The proportioning block is a custom block, so you know, on a lot of disc brake conversions you'll have a variable proportioning valve that you just put in series with the line going to the rear brakes. Supposedly this needs no adjustment. This kind of mimics the Mopar A-body, E-body disc brake proportioning valve. Hopefully that'll be plug and play. So over to the car, just real quickly, I've got one spindle here because I have a front sway bar. Most RoadRunners came with a front sway bar. The caliper cannot set up front. It would hit the sway bar. So these are rear mount calipers, and they did mark an L for left, so at least I know this is the right caliper for this side. I'm probably going to start with the passenger side, and I'll update you once I get at least the drum brake system off the car. And we'll do a few videos and pictures as I go along. Thanks.